So after we finished our first script, which I hope you've all done, this primes.py script, we saw that there's a couple of ways we could get user input, either from the command line, or we could use the input stream using that Python command input. Okay, and so our second program is less about collecting user input, and it really doesn't have a lot of output at this point. It's just graphs, but I do want to talk to you about output. We do have that one input stream. We also have two different output streams we can use. Yes, they are called streams because that's kind of where the data flows. So there's a standard input stream. That's what the input command does, is read from the standard input stream. And then the two output streams are named standard output and standard error. Okay, and you could probably guess standard output is just where the normal output is written to, and then standard error is where error messages are sent. And so when you use the print command, it actually outputs to standard output in Python. We'll get to how we can handle standard output and standard error in Python, but first I just want to demonstrate how Unix manages standard output and standard error. And so when I type the ls command, it sends me standard output to the screen. Okay, and if I want, I can redirect that standard output into a file using the greater than sign. So I can type ls greater than dir. Okay, and now if I type ls again, you can see it made this file dir. So I can cat dir, and it shows me the output of that ls command, which I redirected into the dir file. Okay, so that's pretty cool. But let's say I did something that caused an error. Like if I do ls -l, I'll do a long listing of a file that doesn't exist, like zzz. Okay, it gets mad and gives me an error. So if I do this again, I'm going to redirect this into a file called zdir. Okay, we still get that error, so it doesn't put that error into that file called zdir. If I ls, I can see that it did make a file called zdir, but there's nothing in it because there was nothing in standard output that I could put in it. So we only redirected standard output into zdir, and there was nothing there. But what happens to standard error? We can actually redirect standard error into a different file by using a command like this. So we're saying send the standard output stream into zdir, use that to, which is the standard error stream, send it into zerror. And so now we don't see the error, but you can see we have this file called zerror, which has the standard error stream in it. We can also redirect all output to a single file. So if I do ls-l, let's list a couple things, prime.py, and then this non-existent zzz. I'm going to redirect it to a file called out, and I want to send standard error to the same place as I sent the standard output. And so you can do this using this &1, which means the address of the first stream, which is standard error. And so now if I look at that file, out, okay, so you can see it has the standard error output in there. It also has the standard output in there, which the part that worked.